Have you ever wished you could relive the days back when Atari 2600 was king? Well, now you can. Hello and welcome back to United Brothers. Today we're reviewing Atari Flashback Classics Volume 1 for the Xbox One. Now, when I originally heard about this game's release, I was overly excited. I could not wait to be able to try all these classic Atari games I'd heard so much about over the course of my life. What's really cool with this game collection is the fact that it comes with 9 actual arcade hits, along with 50 Atari 2600 games. One thing that this game has done very well in is keeping the nostalgia factor high. It shows you the original artwork for not only the arcade tables, but the cover art for the Atari 2600 games as well. What's also really cool with this is the fact that each one of the Atari 2600 games has the original manual from back in the day. On top of that, what's really cool with this game is you can actually set matchmaking for each individual game. You can either host or join, so if you want to play with a friend, there's no issues there. Another really cool feature about this game is the fact that it allows you to choose your display settings for each Atari 2600 game. You can either play with all the original flickering that you know or remember, or you can play in crystal clear 1080p, which really adds to the experience of this game. Now when it comes to gameplay, you can't get much better than this. All the Atari 2600 games and the arcade games feel just like you're playing the real thing. Now all the games play exceptionally well, and I've been very impressed. One of the main things that I have noticed when it comes to any issues with this game is you play games like Pong. It seems like the joysticks can be either oversensitive or they're very slow to respond. Now I won't lie, this is not a huge issue, but at the same time it can definitely affect your gameplay. Now besides that small issue, all of these games are an absolute blast to play. These games are honestly from the heyday of video gaming, and I'm very glad that I get to even experience a small taste of what that used to be like. I won't lie, there were a lot of games on this collection that I was extremely excited to play. At the same time, there were a lot of Atari games that I didn't even know existed. But thanks to this collection, I now know they do, and they are exceptionally fun to play. One thing I have a lot of fun doing on this game collection is playing one of the arcade hits such as Tempest, but then playing the Atari 2600 port version of it. What's incredible is how much difference there are in graphics, but yet both the games are just as much fun to play. Atari Flashback Classics Volume 1 has plenty to offer to anyone. Some of the game's strongest pros have to be the overall presentation. I love how this game presents itself and all the games that are within it. The gameplay is also top-notch. Everything feels fast and fluid and plays very well. The game selection is also great. You cannot go wrong with 9 classic arcade hits, along with 50 Atari 2600 games. And the multiplayer is great as well. You can either play split screen with a friend or online with them. What's also great is each individual game has its own matchmaking. Now when it came to cons, it was very difficult to find any with this great title. The only one that I managed to find was the one when it came to playing Pong, where the joysticks were either overly sensitive or they seemed to not respond much at all. Other than that, I think this title is absolutely spectacular, and I suggest this to anyone that likes old video games. We here at United Brothers give Atari Flashback Classics Volume 1 a solid 9.8 out of 10. It's great. For more on Atari Flashback Classics Volume 1 and other great content, subscribe to United Brothers. I'm your host, Robert, and we'll see you guys again next time.